Okay, Brennan, you and Emily met with Dr. Pia, and things got a little tense. Let's watch that back. Can you put into words, in a way that you feel comfortable with, what is holding back for you the physical attraction?
I don't know. Like, just not there.
So I'm gonna make a suggestion for you to enter individual therapy, Brennan, like outside of this process, with the goal of helping to identify your emotions. Because I think that that is going to continue to be a barrier for the relationship.
No, I don't think so.
Watching that clip back tonight, do you have any different perspective versus when you were having the experience?
I don't know if I'm doing a good way of articulating what I'm thinking. Watching it back, I know what I'm saying, and I'm like, okay, maybe it isn't translating the way I want it to. Obviously, I believe in therapy. I think it's great. I think it helps a lot of people. I think I was just trying to understand from like a clerical standpoint, where the suggestion is coming from.
Do you see why she's suggesting that for you when you watch it? Do you understand why she said maybe this could be helpful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It seems like she's asking me to explain what it is I don't like about Emily, and I don't think that's nice or fair for her. If I'm just not feeling a spark with someone, I think that's okay. And
she didn't say that. That's not what she said.
Right.
Because you're saying, I don't feel anything. That's why people are like, what you mean? You gotta feel something. But you are feeling something, but what you aren't feeling is the romantic connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand, now,
okay.
Not having feelings is a feeling, so.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like, it's still a feeling. Cameron, your thoughts, you're sitting there looking like, Lord have mercy.
Yes, I'm glad to hear Brennan realize that you do have to even experiment in communication.
Yeah.
And yes, you might hurt someone's feelings, but you can say something and you can take it back and you can say, you know what, actually, I was wrong, and then work through that together.
Yeah.
Because you made so much sense just now.
Uh-huh.
I didn't understand what you were saying in that scene at all, because you weren't saying, I have no feelings. What you were actually, it seems like you were trying to say is, I don't have romantic feelings towards Emily. And you didn't want to just come right out and say that, so it felt easier to say, I have no feelings. Everyone's always worried about, I don't want to hurt their feelings, but when you don't say something, our mind is doing mental gymnastics now.
Yeah.
So it's easier to just say what you're feeling, because I can deal with the truth. I can't deal with what I don't know.
You just hit that nail in the head right there. So with that, what is it that you were so afraid to say?
Things came out and,
What do you mean things came out?
It was just like, I get ghosted. I love one-night stands. I love partying. And I'm just sitting there like, are you ready for marriage?
Okay, so but you don't articulate these things.
Right, because, these aren't things that I can fix, right? I'm not trying to change anyone. If you're 30 years old and you want to party, great.
But this is the thing about it. It's not about you trying to fix them, but if you don't clearly articulate what the issues are, how do you give her the opportunity to do something different? So I understand right now you are not feeling sexual chemistry or attraction with Emily. You haven't reached that point yet. But what is giving you hope?
Yeah, I agreed to trust this process, and it's very hard when you're doing the best you can, and you're constantly being told, it's not good enough. To be told that day in and day out, it gets very taxing. And what's keeping me through is, how much I've seen other successful couples on the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, maybe there's a will, there's a way. And, when I set my mind to something, I give it my all, so.
Okay, fair enough.